So this is I love the Harry Potter books.
I'm forced to be here.
I am all for the Harry Potter books.
I'm
yes,
blinking
yes,
if anybody is noticing.
The penguin has been staring nonstop. That's the thing. If you draw different penguins, I'd be able to make them blink from time to time.
That's too much work.
Yeah, but yeah, I love the Harry Potter books. Absolutely. I hate the movies except for the first two because they were the most accurate to the books. But yeah, this is the Harry Potter show cooked? More bad news.
Yes, it is cooked. I don't like Harry Potter new show. I don't like their Snape. I don't like their Hagrid.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
And I haven't even seen it, but just the people that have been introduced, I'm like, no.
Well, out of everyone, they again, for the movies, why people liked it was because they were 100% British. All British actors, all British cast, all British led.
As it's supposed to be.
And then for the HBO show, they have an American Dumbledore doing a British accent. They have a black Snape. They have a very effeminate voice, Hagrid.
He doesn't even sound Irish.
No. He has a very effeminate voiced Hagrid. I prefer the deep, gravelly voice.
Nerderotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million filthy muggles and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Let's address the title of this video right off the bat. Some may say it's way too early to question whether or not the Harry Potter show from HBO...
Oh, Mad-Eye Moody in the books is so freaking good. So freaking good, because you realize how stupid Harry Potter is.
Yes.
How stupid Harry Potter is.
Well, he's a child.
Yeah, and the fact that Mad-Eye Moody had to hand... like the fact that the gillyweed was in his the book that Moody handed Neville at the very beginning, like in the first month, he handed the book planning ahead for Harry Potter to ask everyone when he didn't, and then he had to basically convince Dolby to get him the gillyweed. For the people who only saw the movies, don't know this, but that's actually how it happened. He was like talking about how he was such an idiot for not even asking him. The book was on the shelf right next to his bed. And he didn't bother to ask anyone besides, because Neville Longbottom would have told him immediately.
Max is in trouble, considering we haven't had as much as an official trailer or an official promotional image, and the only thing we have heard is a couple of off-the-cuff comments from a couple of actors, admittedly a concerning statement from one of the writers, and some bold statements from a couple of executives. We also can't forget one very concerning casting choice. With all that being said, it's understandable that anyone asking a simple question like, is the Harry Potter show cooked, comes off as a bit hyperbolic. Fair enough, but a big part of my job here, if that's what you want to call it, is pattern recognition. Tell me if you haven't heard this one before. Beloved intellectual property / story is announced to be adapted into a film.
The fact that he's showing all the names of everything that's been destroyed by that kind of representation and that kind of character transition. Like, I understand that people are upset.
At least wait for our generation to die.
Well, the thing is, it's not, well, again, like Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings, even though it was written by J.R.R. Tolkien, who passed decades ago, the fans of it hate the new crap, and nobody likes the new crap, just like The Witcher. The book writer, like Henry Cavill, the only reason people watched it continuously to season 3 was because Henry Cavill was an avid fan and an avid scholar of the stories. He was like, no, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. They destroyed Henry Cavill. Yeah, exactly. And he's like one of the, like everyone, they'd see him in a project and they'd be like, I want to see that, because he's a nerd. He's an absolute nerd and knows how that story should be done. And then he ends up having to leave the show because he's constantly fighting with the writers who want to make it something it's not. They want to make it something it is absolutely not.
He should be Mohawk in One Piece.
Mohawk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's just like there are so many things that get destroyed through representation. And the problem is that people want to see themselves in stories, then write stories that you can see yourself in. Like, that's the thing. It's just like, how many things in India are remade from Hollywood, and how many things in Hollywood are remade from like other films, like from China or India or whatever. It's because you want to see yourself in it. But that's the thing. You're redoing the entire thing. You're not taking like the Star Wars name and completely changing it. No, you're making your own version. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. The Hobbit movies were decent. Yeah, especially compared to like Rings of Power. It's insane. It's insane. They completely destroyed the stuff.
Film or a TV show. After said beloved IP/story is announced to be a film or a TV show, it generates general excitement, or at the very least, cautious optimism in the fans.
Yep.
Star
Then
Wars.
showrunners/writers.
I was cautiously optimistic for Harry Potter because it was just like, you know what? It could be great as a show. It could be. It could be.
No, it won't be.
It would be faithful to the books. It would be faithful to the books.
What about the actors?
Well, that's the thing. It's like everyone felt like it was not going to be good as soon as they cast the actors. Because everyone was like, okay, if you're going to hire an American to play Dumbledore, then Adam Driver. Adam Driver. Absolutely for Severus Snape. He's got the long, lanky nose. He's got the long, greasy hair. He is perfect. He's pale and white. They cast him in
Get
Star
John
Wars.
Wick for Snape.
No. Like, they wanted to get age-appropriate people.
Wow.
So all the Marauders would have to be in their mid-20s, early 30s. All the Marauders.
/directors are announced, and more often than not, they have questionable experience within the genre, and more often than not, they don't have any experience at all. Arguably, this is the point.
That's the Disney superhero. It was they completely redid the character. So the character now is deaf, crippled, and Native American. So in order to get the role, they hired a deaf, cripple Native American. So they can't even act. They don't understand how that's the thing. You hire someone who can act to play a role. You don't hire someone who is that stuff to play a role, because guess what? Actors are paid to embody a character, not hiring a character to bring to bring that character to life. No, because they don't understand that they're supposed to be playing a role, which is themselves. It's weird. It's so weird. You just hire the best person for a job, like people who are getting mad at Brendan Fraser, I think, for In the Whale, where he played a fat man, a fat obese man who hated his life. Very tragic. Great act. I freaking love that actor.
Where we see the hoisting of the first red flags. Shortly after that, the showrunners/directors/writers with questionable experience in the genre or questionable experience overall claim they've always loved beloved IP/story.
Yes, to get the fans happy.
Big fans. Almost immediately after that, showrunners, directors, producers, and writers with questionable experience in the genre or questionable experience overall make a variation of statements, including but not limited to, we're going to do things our own way, or beloved IP/story is dated or weird to reflect the world we live in today.
See her face. You see her face and you just hear it.
More often than not, it's all of the above. At this point, there's more red flags than a CCP parade, and then there's the casting, which again proves that they're not going to respect the source material of beloved IP/story. They're going to subvert it. Fans of beloved IP/story voice their concerns over previously mentioned red flags. Fans are called a vocal minority of bigots who need to wait until they actually see it. Then product is released, subverted beloved IP/story.
Is this the
And
girl
you're
who
called
burned
racist
everything?
by sexist. Yeah, she burned everything that was stone. She burned a stone and steel complex to the ground in a sci-fi world. Oh my gosh. Oh, Froggy dying. Yeah, of course.
Miserably, and it turns out that bigoted vocal minority of fans who weren't bigoted at all turned out to be the vast majority and completely justified with
Doctor
their concerns.
Who,
Yet
may
they
you rest in peace. May you rest in peace.
are still to blame
okay.
for the complete and utter failure of subverted,
always
formerly
rewatch the
beloved
show.
IP/story. Rinse and repeat. And the most notable recent examples of this, in no particular order, Velma, Willow, Witcher, The Wheel of Time, Ironheart, The Marvels, Acolyte, The Rings of Power, Obi-Wan, Halo, Starfleet Academy,
tried watching
Doctor
a few
Who,
of those.
Disney Star Wars, Kurt's
Yeah, all of this is just trash. It's just trash. It's sad because these were like iconic brands. They'd print money. They'd come out with a new toy and the nerds would flock to buy it. They'd come out with the movie and the nerds would flock to see it. They'd re-release films and the nerds would flock to see it, and then they'd bring their kids to see it because, yes, guess what? Nerds actually do have families. And it's just, they would want their kids to be introduced to what they enjoyed. The problem is the brand was no longer the brand they fell in love with, so they walked away.
Yep.
And when you had these die-hard, aged-in fans bringing their kids along, they stopped watching, their kids stopped watching, and then you're trying to get this very minute, non-existent future audience that guess what?
Yeah.
Doesn't pay for movies.
Nope.
They don't care.
Nope.
They don't care.
Trek, and there's a lot more to come, like Narnia, and possibly with the HBO
They're doing
Max
Narnia
Harry
again?
Potter show.
No, I think Narnia, that's the Narnia that they released.
And there's a lot more to come, like
Oh, they are redoing Narnia again.
What?
Aslan
Is
gender
she-
swap? They're making Aslan a woman now. Because Aslan,
Lions, but there's a difference between a lion and a lioness.
well,
What?
the thing is, like, C.S. Lewis, just like J.R.R. Tolkien, we're Christians, we're Catholics, we're very, very strong Catholics, and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was a 7-book series.
I thought she
written
was being
about-
casted as the Ice Queen.
written about like God, like Aslan is God in the story. He takes the place of like the like, that's why he's the king of the forest.
Yeah, King of the Forest.
Yeah, he's God, and he's the one that dictates who gets the throne, who gets to become king. That's why he calls the children the daughter of Eve and the son
Yeah,
of Adam. That's why he does all that. It's C.S. Lewis was in that. Now they're gonna make a god, the
But
allegory for God,
That's
a woman.
a male lion. Are they gonna make it a lioness?
It's gonna be transgender.
What's the name gonna be? Aslani?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Aslana. As long as they don't with the A, it's a very Aslana. I'm Aslana.
Narnia, and possibly
What's wrong
with
with
the
them?
HBO Max
Yep.
Harry Potter show. I would love to be completely wrong about my concerns and
The thing is,
Professor Snape.
yes. The thing is, guess what? With AI coming out, there are going to be people who download each episode and will recast the Snape that they have in the movie with Adam Driver.
I would watch that.
Exactly. Because it's perfect casting. They would recast it. They would just have AI redo it. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to AI correcting the mistakes that these producers are making. The mistakes that these filmmakers are making. The mistakes that these writers are making. The mistakes that these people are selling their souls on the body of, like, what is it? The altar of wokeness and all-inclusiveness, and destroying their own franchise. I'm looking at you,
So is the Ice
J.K.
Queen
Rowling.
going to be a guy?
Probably. It'll be a transgender guy.
Yeah.
No, they can't have a transgender be a bad guy.
No.
So Aslan will be the transgender being Aslana. A female lion that thinks they're a male lion.
Well, are they going to make all the 4 kids a different race too?
Oh, they'll just be a weird mix-up. There'll be a weird mix-up. Is Snape gonna have straight hair or afro?
Well, he has a
That's the
goatee.
thing. That's the thing. It's like
Oh my god.
AI is gonna fix that. That's what I'm saying. It's like AI is a tool, and it'll be utilized to correct Hollywood's mistakes. It will be. It will be. I'm looking at you, India's AI and China's AI that has no restrictions right now.
After all this time,
Yeah. What? After all this time?
always.
Oh, yeah. Always.
You know,
Oh,
the
freaking-
fans did that as a tribute to the guy
When he
when he
passed
died.
away. Yeah, passed away.
Oh,
He was.
I cried.
He is one of the most iconic actors. His first time acting was in Die Hard.
I love him in Galaxy Quest.
Oh my gosh, yeah. By Grantham's Hammer, I shall avenge thee. I loved him in what is it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He plays Marvin, the depressed robot. Absolutely amazing. I loved him in in Robin Hood. I loved him in Robin Hood, where he plays the sheriff of Nottingham. We'll have to watch that. They have an American playing the Robin Hood.
just once, I'd love to see this pattern break, because what's going on with the Harry Potter show is inexplicable. inexplicably stupid. It bears repeating that if this show was properly cast and adapted, it would no doubt be the biggest scripted show in the world. Harry Potter is Star Wars.
Its fandom would skyrocket, would absolutely skyrocket, because even though like there are new fans coming into it, normally they're not kids, they're young adults who get introduced to the books later in life, because kids don't read books anymore. They don't read books anymore, but it would skyrocket.
Wars for the millennials. An entire generation literally grew up with Harry, and that had a lot to do with the books maturing as they went along, not only with the characters, but with the readers. It also doesn't hurt that the quality of the books improved as they went on, and they came out in a reasonable amount of time. And yes, I'm looking at you, George. Another accomplishment is getting an early internet.
I think he's spent like 15 years on his last book.
Generation to read books that have collectively sold 600 million copies
One Piece
worldwide.
still hasn't
And for
finished,
the ones
so.
that didn't read the books, they
they're
grew
still
up
going.
with the movies, which have collectively grossed over $7.7 billion worldwide. And the reason
toys.
those films were successful, despite the fact that some of them became
Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah, Keira Knightley in the books is playing Dolores Umbridge.
What?
In the audiobooks? Yes.
How?
She is playing Dolores Umbridge. Oh my freaking gosh.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Very good.
Its adaptations by the end was because they stayed in the spirit of the source material and were properly cast.
Yep.
So what's there left to do with Harry Potter after surviving the perceived failure of the Fantastic
Voldemort?
Beasts prequels, which in truth only the last
I know. It's funny because I know in the audio casting they cast like an Indian voice actor to voice Voldemort. In the audio, they cast a black actor to play Sirius Black. But that's the thing. In audio, I don't care. In animation, I don't care. Get the best voice actor for the role. But when it comes to like live action, get the best actor to portray the character instead of the best DEI plant that they can have.
last one failed, and a play that generally every Harry Potter fan hates, but they still go to in droves, packed Universal theme parks with Wizarding World that recently expanded in Orlando, the boycott of the Hogwarts game that led it to being the best-selling game of the year, all from an author who has perceived controversial opinions on one single subject that the vast majority of humanity just so happens to agree with. Yet strangely, the epicenter of entertainment in the UK and Hollywood disproportionately see things the other way. So to answer that question, what is there left to do with Harry Potter? Well, it's the aforementioned HBO Max streaming TV show, which was originally announced as an authentic Harry Potter TV series.
And then they got a black dude
cast
there.
in the works. J.K. Rowling will serve as an executive producer on the series,
And a lot of American
which is
actors.
billed as a faithful adaptation of the books. Well, that sounds familiar. A little over a year after that, newly announced Harry Potter TV writer Andy Greenwald said he does not like the idea of a rigorous adaptation of the books and said he has not read the books. And that sounds familiar as well. So there were already small signs
Red
of beloved
flags.
IP/story destruction until we got the biggest red flag or black flag of them all, with the
Open
casting
page,
of Papa Escudo or
whatever.
Esiado as Black Snape, which was announced just a little over a year ago. And
You
yes,
don't
I
even
am
look like
counting the
Snape.
days until we get the first promotional image.
If
Will it
I
look
was
like
James,
this?
I'd,
Or maybe
if I was James, I would bully him too.
Yeah.
Like
this.
AI is
about
gonna
this,
fix it.
Or this. Your guess is as good as mine, but when that fateful day happens, and I'm guessing it's sooner than later, the internet will explode and the memes will be glorious. So despite the fact Papa Esiadu doesn't look anything like the character of Snape as he
DEI is important for racially segregated societies. No,
no,
no.
no.
You get the best person for the job. It's that simple.
Who
It's
are
that simple.
you? I'm
It is
kind of.
that simple. You get the best person for the job. Do you want a doctor who got their degree because they're black, or do you want a doctor who got their degree because they know what they're doing? Which one would you prefer to see? And be honest. Be honest. Would you go see the black doctor because they were a DEI hire, or would you go to the actual professional doctor? And I'm just using that as a reference because heck, President Obama was literally a DEI placement in colleges to get his degree. That is factually accurate. It's funny. You come here and literally say the dumbest things. The dumbest things.
Stupid. Like the Split movie.
Yeah. Stupid. What was his name?
Hedwig.
Hedwig? Hedwig? No.
No.
Not Herbert. It was an H though. It was an H.
It was-
in Split. What was the kid's name? What was the kid's name? Not Huey. I thought it was an H, but whatever. Whatever. It's like you literally come here. You're just trolling. You're absolutely just trolling.
But it's like, whatever.
Whatever.
You know?
Whatever. I prefer Madame. What was the woman?
Patricia.
Patricia. Yeah, Madame Patricia. Yeah, she would be the one. But yeah, you literally come here having the worst takes. The worst takes.
Is described by J.K. Rowling in every possible and conceivable way. This blatant virtue miscasting creates a lot of other problems with the themes of Harry Potter, which partially and allegorically.
In India, we have people studying medicine after getting negative marks because their ancestors were oppressed. Exactly. Exactly. Who would you rather have? The educated one or the one who's literally given a pass because they come from a tragic past? Everyone should get.
It was Hedwig.
Okay, so it was Hedwig because we were watching Harry Potter, and I'm like, wait a minute, Hedwig is the bird.
No,
Hedwig's
I know
the
it
bird.
because I say stupid.
Stupid. Oh my gosh.
He dealt with the themes of prejudice through pure-blood wizard and witch supremacy over half-blood witches and wizards and those filthy muggles. So instead of having a broad allegorical theme that is accessible to everyone, the casting of Black Snape makes
the
this
slug
theme
one.
very specific, creating a lot more problems that were unnecessary for the
Especially when they have the lynching scene. Like there is the scene where James Potter, Lupin, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew lynch Snape in a tree where they hang him upside down under a tree.
That's gonna be a racist thing.
That is going to trigger so many people. Are they going to rewrite that? Are they
Unless
going to
they
have to do it
make
completely
James
different?
mixed breed too.
Who knows? Who knows? Like, that's the thing. It's just like there's so many problems when you introduce a small, simple change.
Why
Stay
did Lily reject
faithful.
him? Was she racist?
Yeah, because he's black. Let's be honest. Lily rejected Sirius Snape because
she
he's
didn't
black.
want black kids.
Yeah, because he's black. Went for James Potter because he's white. Plain and simple. That's literally going to be the new archetype that they're stating. Instead of having people, there's good and bad in everyone. Like you realize, like in the story, James Potter became a good man, and you realize Sirius Snape became an evil man because he was just around evil people. But he was good in the end. Like what he was willing to do. He fell in love with Lily at a young age and was committed to her throughout. He realized he screwed up in their relationship.
He has her eyes.
Yeah, he has her eyes. And he realized that at the very end when he finally gets up close to, oh my gosh. I hate this. I hate this. I'm remembering the books. I'm getting hit. They're going to ruin that entire dynamic because it's going to be race oriented now. Race oriented. It is freaking insane.
show and essentially stamping it
Like
with
if
the
they
seal
want
of
a black
modernity.
represented wizard, make another story. Or
Well, they have Kingsley Shacklebolt. They have the Weasley twins' friends, Lee Jordan. They have Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas is black. They have the Patil twins, which are Indian. They have Cho Chang, which is Asian. They have representation.
So many people
But
make
the
off
story-
stories.
Yeah, the story isn't about them. It's not. But they are included. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
If you want a black, just
Do a
do
Kingsley
one of
story.
those. Yeah.
Do a Kingsley story. People would be excited. People would be excited what Lee Jordan did after being a comedy relief with the Weasley twins, especially after one of the Weasley twins passed away. There's so many stories they could do. There are so many stories they can do, but no, they just race swap.
Well, like, okay, you remember in Harry Potter movies, they swapped one of the sidekicks of, what's his name?
Malfoy. With a
And-
black kid.
And I was so confused, and I couldn't, like, every time I would see it, it would, like, it would be a little
It was
disturbing.
Goyle.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
in
like,
the
how
Half-Blood
did
Prince.
a fat boy transform into
in the
completely...
Half-Blood Prince, Goyle turned black for one movie and then switched back.
I'm like, what? And see, that was just one movie, and he didn't have many scenes, but it was still something that just stayed in my brain because I was like, no, this is not right. This doesn't feel right. And now they're swapping a whole character who's going to be a major part in the whole series.
Yeah, we have to remember it's fantasy fiction. Imagine an African origin guy in Yeah, exactly.
Or like the
Exactly.
Queen Cleopatra that they made African.
Oh yeah, they made Cleopatra black because someone's grandmother told them they were black. Don't listen to the world. She was black. That kind of stupidity. No, you leave stories how they are. Even if they age, you leave them how they are. They can be words in books that you don't rewrite the book. You leave those words in the book. Like, what is it? There was a book that had like the N-word in it so many times. First, it was removed from shelves. Then they rewrote it without any of those words. It was like, no, leave it. Just leave it. And then write new words, write new stories, create your own stories with your own characters. It's not about these freaking DEI hires. Those who do that have honestly, I have deep-seated racism. Those who include people that they think are inferior to themselves have deep-seated racism because they don't believe that those people have equal opportunity when everyone should have equal opportunity, which means nobody should be required to be hired just because of their skin color or just because they had a bad childhood. No. Everyone should have the same opportunities and should fight for the same possibilities and leave it to the employers to hire the best person for the job, not someone just because they check off a box.
Are just some of the problems it creates. The Marauders, Lupin, Peter Pettigrew, and specifically Sirius Black and James Potter, Harry Potter's father, will be shown constantly picking on a little poor black kid named
What'd
Snape.
I say?
And how is it going to make Harry Potter's mother, Lily Potter, look?
Racist!
She is shown leading on the little poor black kid Snape, putting him in the friend zone, and then choosing the racist James Potter over him. On that note, how's it going to make most of the kids at Hogwarts, the Weasley children, including Ronald Weasley, look? And then there's Harry Potter, who despises Snape. And now you're going to portray Black Snape as a kid who grew up in a poor household with an abusive father who possibly abandoned him. And what'll it do with Snape's complexity? They made him a lot nicer in the films, and there's a good chance they're going to do it in the show.
In the books, he was evil. He was evil. I mean, not as bad as like the Dolores Umbridge, but he was bad. He was bad. Like when like the reason like Hermione had her teeth struck by Malfoy, and they were growing like 20 times. Yet Ron and Harry got in trouble because crabs sprouted boils because Harry was trying to strike Malfoy. And he looked at Hermione with like these giant teeth, because in the book she has big teeth. These giant teeth that are going past her collarbone, and he's like, "I see no difference." He says that to a child. To like, I think she's 12 in that story. She's like 12 years old. You have an adult man telling a child she looks the same when she's literally got like massive beaver teeth.
Oh, in the books, Snape was a very complex asshole, and the only reason, sorry, spoilers, he chose the good side was because Voldemort killed the white girl that put him in the friend zone that he was simping for. And those are just some of the unnecessary problems within the story. Then there's the ones around it. I've got nothing against Pop the Audio, and he might be a great actor, and I would argue that this casting decision would be unfair to him, but he did take the job. I hate to break it to you, Papa. You've been cast as...
Yeah, paint him white. I'm just waiting for AI to fix it. Why don't they just say out the truth that they use DEI because now these shows are international? They want their show to be seen in different countries, and they want to earn money from off of reputation.
No.
Or representation. Honestly, it doesn't matter.
No.
Star Wars was one of the most beloved nationally around the world because it just had a story that everyone could relate to. It has nothing to do with skin color. It absolutely doesn't.
Everybody read books.
Yeah, everyone read books. Everyone could see themselves as character.
Yeah.
It says more about society now that they need to have a look, representation than back in the day when everyone could see themselves as any random character in a cartoon or in a book or in a show. They didn't need, oh, this person looks like me. No, it didn't matter. You could see yourself going through those struggles because that's what's important, not the face on the screen. Not the face on the screen. But the thing is, when you change the face on the screen, especially in a key character like Snape, it changes the entire story because now you bring race into the entire issue. Instead of just two kids not getting along, no, it becomes this whole race dynamic. And no, it was never had no place in the book.
So a black guy is going to favor a white supremacist Draco Malfoy now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not a white supremacist. It's a blood supremacist.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snape was meant to be
It's a
provocative.
black dude, so-
If you want to go that route, by all means do so in original works. I think One Battle After Another is one of the most overrated Oscar contenders
Yep.
since, well, Amelia Perez, specifically for pandering to all the right politics in Hollywood, yet it's
was
still
that?
an original work.
Amelia
If they
Perez?
cast Snape
No, a pregnant
accurately.
lady firing guns.
That
and-
was One Battle After Another.
and keeping the gun
Yeah,
on the
that
baby.
was basically about Antifa, and she had she was pregnant with a white supremacist baby. The black woman was pregnant with a white supremacist baby, and had her simp of a husband raise the child. It was incredibly stupid, incredibly stupid. The only reason I was like, I watched it was because Leonardo DiCaprio was a bit humorous in it. White people represent themselves
represent
in
themselves.
can represent themselves in
Drama or black people or Asian. I don't mind if they do. Do you want to be muted or something? Because
Oh
I
my
think we can
gosh.
block people from ever watching the channel.
Yeah, they can, but let him be. Let him be. I'm pretty sure he's just trolling. There's no way someone can literally believe this kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure he's typing away and laughing his head off. That's the only thing that makes sense
Or
to me.
he's stupid.
Stupid. All right, Hedwig.
None of these problems would exist. So you may ask, why did they do this? Aside from possibly being a critical shield for adapting the works of the perceived controversial J.K. Rowling, and hell, for all I know, J.K. Rowling bent the knee to get some of the controversy off herself by signing off on this decision. Or maybe she said no, but was overridden. All I know is this doesn't help the actor. This doesn't help the project. This doesn't help bring the fandom together.
Nope.
It's just another case of choosing identity over authenticity.
Like, that's the thing. I swear, I'll probably watch the first episode, and then I'll wait until someone creates an AI ripped recasting. Call me racist. That's fine.
It's not about being racist.
No, I just want the representation of the story I absolutely love to be brought back to life. Heck, you loved Harry Potter. You would love to see it actually brought to life legitly. Heck, even if they brought actual Snape back to replay his role from the grave. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would be completely down with that.
Like, they made a new Percy Jackson, and I can't watch it. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
I tried, but then they have like ridiculous things in there, and I'm like, this is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is not
especially
how
when
it's
the
supposed
books
to
were
be.
different too, and it's
Yeah.
just like they changed the books. They just want to represent, but that's the thing. It's like that's why I'm all for AI being utilized. AI is a tool. China, I'm waiting for you because you know you don't have any rules when it comes to this stuff. You're gonna change the Black Snape immediately. I know that you guys don't like them there. You guys don't like them there.
They put so many filters on things. It's gonna probably look white in their TV.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm just waiting for the AI version to come out. And I'm like, yes, this is the show I've been waiting for. This is the Harry Potter I've always waited for. Yeah, exactly.
The bottom line, if you would have cast Snape accurately and maybe tried your best to get Adam Driver, none of these problems would exist. Answer
AI.
me this, who would sell more merchandise, Adam Driver Snape or Black Snape?
They-
Now, instead of
they showed
anticipation
it.
and
Yep.
excitement for a
AI
Harry Potter
correction.
series, there's nothing but controversy. And although they most assuredly will be blamed, it's not the fault of the fans, the audience, the readers. No, the responsibility lays at the feet of the world's dumbest entertainment company, Warner Brothers. And I have yet to see something like this work. And it's more proof that Hollywood will never leer. And it would be bad enough that it
never
ended there,
leer.
but it,
It's funny how everyone knows what that is. Again, Nick Shirley proved that you can do more reporting as a YouTuber than a news organization. The entire world knows leer. The entire world knows you do not leer from your mistakes. Everyone knows.
doesn't. It is a shame because all the casting outside of Snape has been pretty good, including John Lithgow, who I think will make a great Dumbledore, who has been taking criticism from the true small vocal minority in the epicenters of entertainment in the UK and Hollywood. So
Yep, because the thing is, like they were saying, they were going to like again. He's an amazing actor, absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, if you're going to cast him, cast Adam Driver. That's the real argument. That is the real argument. If you're going to go all British actors, then he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're going to cast him, Adam Driver's your only choice for Snape. Your only choice.
He felt the need to kiss the alphabet ring. John Lithgow finds J.K. Rowling's anti-transmission stance ironic and inexplicable. Speaks out on current war on empathy. In the article, after complimenting J.K. Rowling for her works, when asked about the controversy, he says, "I find it ironic and somewhat inexplicable that Rowling has expressed such views." Now, I'm not going to call John Lithgow an adult pretender. He is a true actor, and I loved him in Third Rock from the Sun. But I would argue that maybe if you had empathy towards J.K. Rowling and the vast majority of women on this planet, you may find her views on this specific subject to be sincere and completely understandable. But we're really not here to discuss this. It's what he says afterwards, which is the worst news of all. Speaking of J.K. Rowling, John Lithgow would continue and say, "I never met her, and she's not involved in this production at all." This contradicts what Casey Bloys, head of HBO, said just...
See, that's why... That's why
ban that.
The only thing that's being faithfully adapted is One Piece. Oda.
For now.
Oda. No, he's like the only person that.
We don't know how long he's gonna live.
Yeah. He's refused to sell the rights. He refused to sell the rights to Netflix to create their own version. So he was like, "We'll do a partnership." Like in the season 1, it was delayed because he kept returning, seeing the shooting. He's like, "No, you need to redo this. You need to redo this."
He actually cast Zoro himself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he cast a lot of the people himself. A lot of the people.
A couple of years ago, J.K. Rowling fairly involved in new Harry Potter series. I imagine
by fairly involved, I mean the book.
As HBO boss.
We took the book as a reference.
Involved in the process of selecting the writer and director, and I imagine she'll have opinions on casting. It hasn't affected the casting or hiring of writers and production staff, so we haven't felt the impact of that. Take that for what you will. It remains strangely a mystery. I do know she was heavily involved with the production of the film.
But if this Dumbledore problem results in the old problem after the Chamber of Secrets, they kept recasting him. Mm-hmm. I love that actor, especially in the first 2. He was perfect, absolutely perfect. I loved him in like Count of Monte Cristo. Problem after the Chamber of Secrets, hire 10 younger actor like Josh Brolin, and or like what was it? Not Gary Oldman. It was crap. Who was it in Prometheus that they cast to play like the old leader, and he was like in his 40s at the time or 50s or something. I forgot. Wasn't Gary Oldman? I only know
about the Lord of the Rings, dude.
Yeah.
Including laying down the law that they can only feature British actors. I think this is another giant red flag, whether it's fairly involved and will listen to JK's opinions but not necessarily take them, or not involved at all. Now, why would you involve the formerly poor single mother who turned herself into a billionaire with her story, and with her involvement in the adaptations of her story generated billions for Warner Brothers? She would just get in the way of what? Well, instead of faithfully adapting like they said they were going to do, what Warner Brothers is probably going to do in its place is do their own thing, update it for a modern audience.
That's what I'm saying. If they're wanting to do more, just make new.
They want to give them what they need.
Make something different.
And when you say it out loud like that, it sounds completely retarded, because it is more often than not. That's exactly what happens to beloved IP/stories. So you can't blame anyone for questioning whether or not we're going down the same road as the Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, The Witcher, especially when we hear something like this. HBO Harry Potter series star claims show will explore more than the books, and I agree with Marvin here.
I saw that the other day, and it's just like, well, I guess the first book, the second book, they would be too short to adapt for an entire series. So I think they're doing the Malfoy's home life. They're introducing that, and it's like, well,
if
they're gonna make the Malfoys more sympathetic, though, because you know how society is. They make the bad guys be the good guys. That's going to be the new norm. That is the new norm. Trying to deify the villains because they're not as bad as you think they are.
Here from that Park Place, and that's exactly what fans didn't ask for. You would think the only reason this show exists is it can adapt.
If the new show comes out, are they going to make changes in the Harry Potter theme park as
Probably.
well?
That's what they did with Star Wars. Star Wars and Disney created a theme park around Star Wars, and they did only their Disney Star Wars. Nobody cared for it. If they would have done the OG, people would have loved it.
Well, we need to go there before they do that.
Yeah, we have to.
more from the books than the films did, which left a lot out, including but not limited to Peeves, Winky, Charlie Weasley, Ludo Bagman, Augusta Longbottom, Neville's grandma, Frank and Alice Longbottom, Neville's parents, Professor Binns, Marietta Edgecombe, Cedric Diggory's mom, the Muggle Prime Minister from Half-Blood Prince. Then there's the roles that were introduced but then
Percy.
completely forgotten, Percy Weasley and Nearly Headless Nick. And then there's the greatly reduced roles of Ginny Weasley and
Really?
yes, Sirius Black.
Yeah.
There's also a huge
She has a huge story arc in the books.
Yeah, I know about the books,
Massive. And it was completely removed. Even Dolby. Dolby. He
Yeah.
has like a cornerstone in so many books because he works at Hogwarts.
Yep.
He's a free elf. He wanted to find a job, and Hogwarts was the only place that would hire him. It was just the thing is, a lot of people aren't aware of that. He was there in the Goblet of Fire. He was there in the Order of the Phoenix. He was there in the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
He was there.
He had a separate story going on.
Yeah, he had an entire story of him being free. There was the whole
It's the socks.
the House Elf Liberation Front. At least
Yeah.
that's what the Weasley twins called it. It was SPEW, survival protection for
Something,
Elvis
yeah.
welfare, something like that. Hermione apparently had a
Yeah.
Elf would have been better than SPEW. But yeah, the entire thing. There are so many things that were just removed from the books. So many things. I've been through these books so many times.
missing story elements like More with the Giants, the Centaurs, SPEW, the Society for
Yeah,
Promotion of Elvish
Elvish
Welfare,
Welfare, there we
Neville
go.
Longbottom seeing his parents at St. Mungo's Hospital,
Yep.
most
Yeah.
of Tom Riddle's backstory in The Pensive, most of Dumbledore's backstory with the Deathly Hallows, and that's just scratching the surface. But when we hear that the HBO showrunners will be adding things that weren't in the books, this potentially presents a couple of more problems that you don't need. As time goes on with this series, the books get longer and you won't have enough time to even get all of them in. So the question will be, what will you be leaving out? And more importantly, what will they be putting into the Harry Potter story that wasn't there before? And more often than not, that ends up being a delivery mechanism for the message. Now, if J.K. Rowling was right there supervising what they add in, I'd feel a little better about it. But as it stands right now, that doesn't
She's
seem
not
to be
even
the
there.
case. It just sounds like the same old overcooked recipe for disaster. They're just
Yeah, I love that actor. I love that actor. Check out Toy Story 5 trailer. We could check it out on the weekend.
so happens to be a show on HBO currently running that is a shining
laugh.
example of what you should do with a book adaptation. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The reason for its success, almost everything from the book that needed to be in the show is
was
there. And
incorporated.
it's not only there, it's beautiful.
I still prefer A Knight's Tale. I still prefer A Knight's Tale. That's more my go-to.
Adapted by Ira Parker in a show that
that's
was
nice.
perfectly cast. They were just adapting a novella, so they had to add stuff, but it was in support of the main character, Dunk. It also helped that Dunk looked like Dunk, Egg looked like Egg, and Baelor Targaryen wasn't a black lesbian. And yes, the author, George R. R. Martin, was heavily involved when he was fucking off from writing The Winds of Winter. And yes, I will be doing a full review of this show on this channel because it's not only the best show running right now, it could potentially be the best show of the year. It's about as universally loved as a show can get, and while it isn't a perfect adaptation, it is indeed a faithful one. And it's great to see genuine fan enthusiasm who aren't arguing from any side about any casting decision, and it's everything the Harry Potter show should, and I'll say it could have been because it's not my first rodeo, but we have not seen a single promotional image or a trailer. And although I think it will be really difficult with Black Snape, it could turn out okay. The first season will most surely have record numbers for HBO, and it could potentially be the streaming event of the decade. Or it could be The Rings of Power, a huge financial commitment to a giant global disaster. Personally, I think it was already shaping up to be a pop culture battleground of the likes we haven't seen since The Last Jedi. There's going to be the people who don't like J.K. Rowling. There's going to be the people who don't like any changes from the books. There's going to be the people who don't like the casting of Black Snape, and they're not going to stop there. I wouldn't be
think he'll
surprised
have
at
to
all
get
if
rid
they
of the
made
beard.
Sirius Black because his last name is Black. I mean, he is in the audiobook.
Yeah, he is in the audiobook, but that makes sense. I mean, that's perfectly fine.
Is
It's
that why they
audio.
cast him? Because he's Sirius Black?
No, they wanted someone with a gravely rough, ghastly voice to emulate like the Dementors constantly being around him. Because in the books, that's how it's described. Because it's like the life has been drained out of him. So they wanted a gruffer voice, and you go to a black man for that. Like look at Darth Vader. Darth Vader, it was James Earl Jones who was the voice of Darth Vader. There's no white man you could cast to do that
Get
voice.
a homeless, depressed man.
Yes, a homeless, depressed man. They'd probably be trans.
And according to the cover, so is
There you go.
Hermione, which really
The
changes the
inclusive
context
Yeah.
when
stuff.
Draco Malfoy calls her Mudblood. And going back to Sirius Black, if the Black family is indeed black, that would mean the Stranges are black. And then you'd have to ask, why are so many black people Slytherin? That, of course, is all wild speculation,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
There
if it
you go.
actually happened. I just wanted to enjoy a TV show, and none of this needed to happen, so I'm going to bring back an old saying, this is why we can't have nice things. Wouldn't it be nice to see this cycle break once and for all instead of
break the
seeing our
wand.
beloved IP/story subverted into oblivion?
He's throwing it one
He
over
didn't
there.
break the wand.
He won over there.
He left the stone where he dropped it because he didn't need it.
Yeah.
And the wand he put back to Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it, and he didn't snap it in half. And the only thing he kept was the cloak,
Cloak.
because that's the only thing of value worth keeping.
And it was a gift.
Yeah. I love how there's so much messaging to that. Like he used the stone to visit his parents to give him courage to end his own life. Like there's so much stuff there. Like it is powerful. It is powerful, especially for someone's first time writing a story. It's just amazing.
Well, she was
Amazing.
depressed.
Yeah, she was depressed. She knew how to get across.
By a bunch of writers, directors, and producers who make bad decisions based on their obsession with identity. And when ultimately beloved IP and story is subverted and fails, they blame it on the fans. It would be nice, but since we're dreaming of the
Blame it on the
impossible,
fans.
maybe someday Tinseltown will learn that it wasn't the fans who made an issue of identity, Hollywood did. And in doing that, they lost theirs.
Nerderotic.com.
Yeah, it's I freaking love Harry Potter. Freaking love Harry Potter. But seeing the things I love get destroyed, it is nice that he's like, oh, this show was actually good. It's like, oh, great. It's a Knight's Tale. I prefer a Knight's Tale, but then again, that's a bit of a comedy, as it were. But I guess people are enjoying it. At least Hogwarts Legacy was good despite wokeness. Yeah, but at least they were creating something different. So you're not adapting something that people absolutely faithfully love. You're adding more to the world, so you have more liberties. You have more liberties, so people can be more accepting of things. They can be more accepting of things.
You guys got a video? Why is it so bad?
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Why is it like that?